The Emperor's New Clothes. A long time ago, there lived an emperor. He loved new clothes very much. He spent all his money on them. He did not care about his soldiers. He did not like plays or hunting unless he could show his new clothes. He had new clothes for every hour of the day. People often said, "The emperor is in his closet." Life was happy in the big city where he lived. New people came to the palace every day. One day, 2 men came. They said they were weavers. They told everyone they could make cloth with beautiful colors and designs. Clothes made from this cloth were special. Only smart people, or those good at their jobs, could see them. People who were not smart or good at their jobs could not see the clothes. These clothes must be wonderful, thought the emperor. If I have these clothes, I can find out who is not good at their job. I can also tell smart people from foolish people. They must make this cloth for me now. He gave a lot of money to the 2 weavers to start work. So, the 2 men who said they were weavers set up 2 weaving machines. They acted very busy, but they did nothing. They asked for fine silk and pure gold thread. They put it all in their bags. Then they kept working at the empty weaving machines until late at night. I want to know how the weavers are doing with my cloth, the emperor thought after some time. But he felt a little worried. He remembered that a foolish person, or someone not good at their job, could not see the cloth. He thought he was safe, but he wanted to send someone else first. He wanted them to tell him about the weavers and their work. Everyone in the city heard about the special cloth. Everyone wanted to know if their neighbors were smart or foolish. I will send my old, trusted minister to the weavers, the emperor said after thinking. He will see the cloth best. He is a wise man, and no one is better at his job than he is. So the old, trusted minister went to the room. The 2 clever men were working hard at their empty weaving machines. "What is this?" the old man thought, opening his eyes wide. "I do not see any thread on the machines." But he did not say what he thought. The 2 clever men politely asked him to come closer. They asked if he liked the design and if the colors were pretty. They pointed to the empty machines. The old minister looked and looked. He could not see anything on the machines because there was nothing there. "What?" he thought again. "Am I foolish? I never thought so. No one must know if I am. Am I not good at my job? No, I cannot say that. I will never say I could not see the cloth." "Well, Mr. Minister," one of the clever men said, still pretending to work. "You did not say if you like the cloth." "Oh, it is wonderful," the old minister said. He looked at the machine through his glasses. "This design and the colors, yes. I will tell the emperor right away how beautiful I think they are." "Thank you very much," the clever men said. Then they named different colors and described the design of the cloth that was not there. The old minister listened carefully. He wanted to remember what to tell the emperor. Then the clever men asked for more silk and gold. They said they needed it to finish the work. But they put all the silk and gold in their bags. They kept working at their empty machines, acting very busy. The emperor then sent another officer from his court. He wanted to see how the men were doing. He wanted to know if the cloth would be ready soon. This officer had the same problem as the minister. He looked at the machines from all sides. But he saw nothing but the empty frames. "Does the cloth look as beautiful to you as it did to the minister?" the clever men asked the emperor's second officer. They made the same movements as before. They talked about the design and colors that were not there. "I am certainly not stupid," the officer thought. "I must not be good at my important job. That is very strange. But no one will know about it." So he praised the cloth he could not see. He said he loved the colors and designs. Yes, Your Majesty, he told the emperor when he returned, the cloth the weavers are making is very grand. The whole city was talking about the special cloth the emperor ordered. Now the emperor himself wanted to see the costly cloth while it was still on the machine. He went with some special officers from his court. The two honest men, who had already liked the cloth, were with him. When the clever men saw the emperor coming, they worked even harder. But they still did not put any thread through the machines. "Is the work not truly grand?" said the two officers who had seen it before. "If Your Majesty would just look at it. What a great design! What beautiful colors!" They pointed to the empty machines. They thought everyone else could see the beautiful work. "How is this?" the emperor thought to himself. "I see nothing. This is terrible. Am I foolish, or am I not fit to be emperor? That would be the worst thing. Oh, the cloth is lovely," he said aloud. "I completely approve." He smiled kindly. He looked closely at the empty machines. He would not say that he could not see what two of his officers had praised so much. Everyone with him tried to see something on the machines. But they saw nothing more than the others. Still, they all said, "Oh, how beautiful." They told the emperor to have new clothes made from this special cloth for the parade. "Grand! Lovely! Excellent!" everyone shouted. Everyone was very happy. The emperor was happy too. He gave the clever men a special award to wear. He also gave them the title of gentlemen weavers. The clever men stayed up all night before the parade. They had many lights on. Everyone could see how eager they were to finish the emperor's new clothes. They pretended to take the cloth off the machines. They cut the air with their scissors. They sewed with needles that had no thread. "Look," they shouted at last. "The emperor's new clothes are ready." Then the emperor, with all the important people from his court, came to the weavers. The clever men raised their arms, as if holding something up. They said, "Here are Your Majesty's pants. Here is the scarf. Here is the coat. The whole suit is as light as a spider's web. You might feel like you have nothing on. That is the great thing about this fine cloth." "Yes, indeed," all the courtiers said. But not one of them could see any of the beautiful clothes. "If Your Majesty would please take off your clothes, we will put on your new suit in front of the mirror." So the emperor took off his clothes. The clever men pretended to dress him in his new suit. The emperor turned from side to side in front of the mirror. "How grand His Majesty looks in his new clothes, and how well they fit," everyone shouted. "What a design! What colors! These are truly royal clothes. The special cloth that will be held over Your Majesty in the parade is waiting," the main ceremony leader said. "I am ready," the emperor answered. "Do my new clothes fit well?" he asked. He turned again in front of the mirror. He wanted to look like he was checking his handsome suit. The men who carried the emperor's long coat felt around on the floor. They acted like they were lifting the ends of the coat. They pretended to carry something. They did not want to seem foolish or not good at their jobs. So now the emperor walked under his special cloth in the middle of the parade. He walked through the streets of his city. All the people standing and those at the windows shouted, "Oh, how beautiful are our emperor's new clothes! What a grand long coat there is! And how nicely the scarf hangs!" No one would say they could not see these much-liked clothes. If they did, they would show they were foolish or not good at their jobs. The emperor's other clothes had never made such a big impression as these invisible ones. "But the emperor has no clothes on," said a small child. "Listen to the child," his father said. And what the child said was whispered from one person to another. But he has nothing at all on, at last all the people shouted. The emperor was upset. He knew the people were right. But he thought the parade must go on now. And the men who carried his coat worked harder than ever. They pretended to hold up a long coat, even though there was no coat to hold.